Hello, fabulous agents. It's Monica again. I wanted to make this quick little video because I'm opening escrow today. So, yay! Thank God. That was a while since I've done one of these, and I was starting to get a little worried there. But I was very happy that I found these great homes for my clients. We've been house hunting quite a bit the last couple weeks, making a bunch of offers. Not all of them got accepted. Some of them got snatched up by other people, and this one worked. We got a counter back. We went over the numbers. We sent another counter back to them, and we just got the signed counter back from the listing agent saying, congratulations, we've accepted and we're opening escrow. So, yay. So, for those of you who are brand new to California curb appeal, or if you're just a new agent and you don't really know how this process works of going through an escrow process with your clients and what you're supposed to be doing, or you just feel like you're always kind of figuring it out as you go and you want to have something more concrete, a plan in place that you can just kind of copy paste every single time, then this is the video for you. So, one thing I like to do right from the get-go, whenever I get a confirmation that an offer has been accepted and we're going to be opening escrow, is you want to notify your clients, obviously, about the great news. And what I like to do is make a little video. I make a little video on my phone, maybe 20 seconds, just saying, congratulations, we did it, get all excited with them, give them the happy news, and let them know that I'm going to be in touch soon with more details and to go have fun celebrating. And I send them that video in a text. And then below, I put the actual words of what I was saying, just in case they can't watch the video, if there's somewhere where they can't do that. And I send that out right away so that they have it and they know and they're excited and they get to see my face. They get to connect with me during that moment. So that's a really good thing. You want to try implementing that if you can. Even if you're going to make the call, send the video first anyway. Sometimes I don't even call them because I know they're busy working. So I just send the video message with the text and then I plan to talk to them on the phone later. So, first off, I do that. Next will be to communicate with the escrow officer and with the other party what's next. So, in this transaction, I'm representing the buyers only. Somebody else is representing the sellers. And I just got an email from the escrow officer saying they're opening escrow on this transaction. So I need to get back to them with a few things like contact information for my clients so that they can receive deposit instructions. I need to send a copy of the fully executed contract to the lender so that they can get started on their end. And I also have a list of a few other things that I do like day one when an escrow opens to make sure that everything is as smooth as possible. And what I do is I've set up what I call checklists in zip forms. So obviously we use zip forms for all of our transaction forms from CAR. You can go in there to write your contracts, get signatures signed, keep everything all in one folder and organized. And there's a section for checklists as well. And I've created a checklist for the buyer side and also a checklist for the seller side, depending on who I'm representing in an escrow. And one of the first things that I have here is to set up my file and to confirm the RPA package. And what that means is I'm going to look through all of the forms that I already have, purchase contract, counter offers, any attachments, things like that, and make sure that everything is signed and initialed where it's supposed to be. Because if it's not a fully executed contract. So that's really important. If you have a TC working with you, they need to be doing this. But I think it's always good for you to know what the process should be so that you can relate that to a TC and you can also make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing on their end. Because at the end of the day, it's on you. So make sure you check all of your forms that have already been signed and make sure everything is initialed and signed where it's supposed to be and all the pertinent information is there. Then if you have a hard copy of the RPA or any of the documents, you're going to scan those and upload them and put them in your zip forms file. In my case, everything's already digital, so I don't have to scan anything. Then we're going to send a copy of the purchase contract and any counter offers that were attached to that, or any addendums that were attached to that, to the lender. And we want to make sure that the lender gets started doing what they're supposed to be doing. Also, I like to remind the lender that they need to request HOA documents as soon as possible if we are in a community where there's an HOA, which we are in this case, because those can take a while to be received. So it's good for the lender to get that completed as soon as possible. The other thing is to email the listing agent and confirm dates for our transaction. Now, I realize we were just looking at these documents today, both myself and the listing agent, because we were getting them signed. But I don't know who this listing agent is. I don't know how many other contracts they're working on at the moment, or how busy they are, or whether or not they are looking at this stuff, or maybe they just have a TC looking at this stuff for them. So I like to put it in writing in an email. Hey, I'm happy we opened Escrow. Congratulations. Can't wait to work with you and your team. And here's some dates that I just want to confirm and some details about our transaction that I want to confirm, just so we have it all in one place and we can all be on the same page. If you disagree with any of these, please let me know right away. And that way we can get that right up front. We can both be on the same page about deadlines. Deadlines are important in a transaction. They are key. It's the difference between your clients maybe getting their deposit back or not if something goes wrong. So I like to confirm those up front. And then, of course, I like to get the EMD, in other words, the deposit information from Escrow to my clients. In this case, sometimes it seems like, for example, this Escrow office, it seems like they want to send that information directly to the buyers, which is fine. Sometimes they want to do it that way. Sometimes they'll send it to me and I will forward it to the buyers. The buyers have 3 business days to make their deposit. So we can't wait on that one. That one has to be received right away. So that's number one, first step, are the things that I just mentioned. And that is part of setting up the file and getting everything going. The next will be to send an email to my clients saying Escrow is open and include any deposit information if I have received that from Escrow, if not, letting them know that Escrow is going to be sending it to them. And in this email, and I can share a template of that email for you if you like. I believe Bobby also has a copy of that in our folder for California Curb Appeal. The template basically lays out contact information that my buyers need to have. In other words, contact info for the escrow officer and their title officer. Also, deadlines, just reminding them of our contingency deadlines and giving them a quick overview. And I do mean quick, not getting into too much detail because we don't want to overwhelm them at a time when things are going great. We don't need to do that. We can just take it step by step, but give them a quick overview of what is to come. In other words, inspections, appraisals, and the fact that their lender is going to start working with them to finalize their loan. And also reminding them about making their deposit. So those are important items just to get out there and give them a clear idea of what's going to happen next, right? After that, we're going to email the office and send them a copy of our accepted contract and let them know, hey, we just opened escrow. Why? Because we need to let them know. We need to let California Curb Appeal know that we are now in escrow. And if you are representing the sellers, that's even more so important because you need to update it on the MLS and do all that too. But this is right now I'm representing the buyers, so I don't need to do any of that. We do need to update the office whenever we open an escrow or open any other kind of contract with a client. So we're going to send a copy of that to compliance@calcurbs.com and make sure that they have that update. Finally, we're going to have a reminder here for ourselves of the deadline for when the deposit needs to be made. And also within the next couple of days, I want to make sure that I check on that and make sure that my buyers have that information so that they can get to the bank and get that deposit made. That deposit is crucial. It is the first contingency. And if they miss it, sellers essentially have the option to just say, hey, you know what? You flaked. We're out. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want anything to fall apart right up front. We don't want to give them any reason to think we're not good to go. So I think that's it for right now. The next steps will be to schedule inspections and appraisals and get into all that, but that'll be another video. I just wanted to make a quick one to give you a rundown of what's really important on day one when you open an escrow. And if you want to see how to set up a schedule like this in your zip forms, a checklist like this, I think we already have a video that we've made that shows you exactly how to do that. We also have all of the templates that I mentioned. So if you need any of that, just reach out to me, email, call, text, whatever, and we'll get that over to you guys. I hope you're having a great day and that you're getting ready to open your own escrow or to close one. And if not, get out there and talk to some people and get something going. Talk to you later. Bye.